Hello and welcome in. Mark here, aka the Markster. This is video number 86 in the free CAD series. Today on the forum at freecadweb.org, a user is asking, how in the world would you make this model? He's following along in a book written by one of our users here, Kasare. He spelled it wrong. If it's the guy I'm thinking about. So that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be making this model. And I will be using 0.20, 26554 is the revision number on that. Get my little magnifier up here and show you. And I'm on Windows 10, 64-bit. Clear out that warning there. So we'll start a new document in Part Design. And let's look at the object before we get started making a sketch and just sketching stuff out. Plan ahead a little bit. So we've got this angle here, which is 30 degrees. And that's kind of the interesting part of this model. So we would need to make a sketch and angle it at 30 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the sketch on the XY plane, right here on this plane, and angle it up. So I want this point here to be on the origin. So that'll make it easier to angle this sketch upwards. So let's make this sketch first. That'll create this face, and we'll put it on the XY plane. We'll make a body and then a sketch. XY plane. And we'll use the multi-line tool. We'll start here. I've got auto constraints on, you see here. This is the vertical line. And I'll press the M key to get an arc. Put it right there. And I'm going to escape out of this and come here, make a horizontal line and then a vertical line, and I'm going to stop short, escape out of this. The reason for this, I want this to be also this tangent constraint. So we'll select these 2 points and apply our tangency there. So let's review this image again. And notice that this is 38 inches, 38 millimeters, excuse me. This is 22 radius and a 20 millimeter diameter. So this is 38. This one was 22, wasn't it? 22 radius. Move your dimensions out of your way. And we want to center this. So we press these 3 points The order of selection is important here. Okay, first you select your outside points, then your center, and you apply the symmetry. Notice we did not have to dimension this width here because the radius took care of that for us. 22 on each side. Now let's go ahead and add that circle. Catch that radius in the center. Catch the center. This constraint here, coincidence constraint, while you're making it. And then apply the diameter constraint. And that one was 20. So that sketch is complete. Now we need to angle it up 30 degrees. So we'll check our attachment offset property here. And we want the axis not to be the z-axis, but the x-axis in this case. And that's going to be 30 degrees. X-axis 30 degrees. And if we look at it here from the left side, that's how we see it in this image. Right here. So now let's make another sketch on the YZ plane, and we'll get this bit right here. Okay, it turned it around, which is not what I want. I could do it from this side, but it's not how I'm looking at the picture. So I'm going to close the sketch, and I'm going to set map reverse to true. And now it's oriented like I want it. We control the software, it does not control us. Where we can, anyway. So this dimension is 10, and this one is 66. Go ahead and use our multi polyline tool again. You see, I'll make sure I get that vertical constraint, and then make sure you get the horizontal and a vertical again. You don't have to try to get it exact, just get a basic shape. And here we want to catch both the vertical and this coincidence constraint. I missed the vertical, that's no big deal. Press escape, get out of that, and then apply that vertical. Alright, so this one was 10, if I remember right. 10. I've got a dual monitor setup, so normally I would have a picture on the other monitor, but you wouldn't be able to see it if I had it over there. So this is 10, and this is 66. And this one is what? Well, 10, but that's from here to there. Oh, and this image, look, 15. So this is 15 from the bottom of here to this point. and this distance is 10. So that sketch is done, and it's centered like we want it. So now we need to pad this. What distance? 65. And that one will be padded symmetric to the plane. So we select symmetric to plane here, and this is 65. And now this sketch, the pad has a very nice feature that you can pad to a face. Otherwise, we would have to pad all the way through and then come back and pocket this out where it extends below, because if we had to just pocket it to a dimension, let me pad it to a dimension just to show you what would happen. Let's click reverse there. So if we went far enough to reach, then this part extends below. Well, we've got a nice feature here that we can pad up to a face. So we can pad up to a face and select this bottom face, or probably the top face might work too. But that would be not ideal because we want to avoid topological naming problem. So we don't want to use a named face. We would rather use to last, to the last face. The first would be this face, and to last is this face. So this is what we want. So now we just need to cut that hole all the way through. Now you could have made this in two separate sketches. The outer part here and one. And maybe use a datum plane here. Angle the datum plane. Attach the sketch to the datum plane. Make this first sketch this outer part. Attach another sketch to the datum plane. And put this circle here. But I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to take this sketch. Remember, that's that sketch. And we're going to pocket that same sketch, but we're only going to use this circle in the middle. So we're going to pocket that through all. And we're going to switch over to the model tab and come down to where it says profile, and we're going to enter into here wire 2 and select the sketch. Make sure it's still selected. Press OK, and then go back to the task tab and press OK. And we need to do this in not reversed. Or if in doubt, just go through all with your pocket, through all and mid plane, and then you get in both directions. As long as you don't have material that you don't want to cut away. So that's this model. Now we're going to get rid of these extra edges here. So our last feature, we're going to set the refine property to true. And let's do a check geometry on this. We do that in part workbench. I have a special custom toolbar set up with that here, but you're most likely going to have to switch over to part and run this tool. So no errors. That's good. Now let's go to Tech Draw and make a version of this drawing here. So we're going to switch over to the Tech Draw workbench. And let's start with this view here, view A. So we need to create a new page. You could select right here to create the default page, but I want to use one of these templates, and I want to use the US letter landscape blank, because I'm in the US and we don't use these A4, A3, whatever sizes. We use letter, legal, and ledger. So we've got our blank page added. Select the body, and we're going to add a view. Insert view. We look back at the page, and we've got the view added to it. Drag it over here, somewhere around the bottom left. And let's look at the other views that we need. So here's one from the front. We'll put that one on the lower bottom. So let's get our front view, view front. Select our body again. Insert view. We can drag this one over. Now this one is a little bit trickier to get because you want to get it straight on, but it's at that angle. So let's look at this. We could do this and probably get it pretty close. But there's a macro called align object, align face to view. Align view to face, that's it. You select the face, and I'll give you the name of the macro. Align view to face. You can install that in the add-on manager. I think Mario52 is the user who created this very useful macro. So now we've got our view lined up with this face, and we can select it over here and add it also. Grab it here. And we got one more to do. That one would be adequate. It's opposite from this one, but I don't think it matters. But if we look at our navigation cube over here, when I use the magnifier, it resizes everything. And let me see if I can make this one a little smaller here. Okay, you see our navigation cube. If we select this little corner here, right there, it'll give us this view, and if we select the one on the other side, That's with, let's see if I can get this lined up right. That one, not the one I want, is it? Maybe it's that one. Nope. We're gonna get you. View. I've got a new trackball and it's my excuse. That's basically it, isn't it? Yes. So I think it's this corner. Yeah, that looks like it. Okay. So can you see what I did? I selected a little triangle right there on the navigation cube, which I can drag it over, I believe. Yeah. Alright. Now let's magnify that. Okay. So a little triangle. Select that. If you can figure out which one to get, and you can get hopefully the view that you're trying to get. Okay, and we'll select that and we'll add that view also. And drag it over here. Alright, now these frames are useful for dragging your views around to get them on the page where you want them, but they're kind of in the way once you start dimensioning. So you can right click and choose toggle frames. So let's start adding a few dimensions. Let's catch this circle here and we'll add the diameter. It says this is an ellipse, but it's really not. I mean, it's close enough with this view to be a circle. So that's 20. That there. We'll catch this arc. Apply this arc dimension 22. So this is a way of verifying that we did get the model correct. That was 38, remember? And let's look at that image again. Those were the three on this one. And here we got the angle and these three. Let's get that angle. Select these two edges. Insert the angle. Put it over there. This one was 66. We're using these tools up here. Notice there are a couple of different angle ones. That one to the right there gives you work with points on that one, and the other one you work with edges. And this was 10. And this one was 15. And 65 across here. Catch that edge. I'm by no means an expert on TechDraw, but I know enough of the basics to do a technical drawing like this one. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.